So after f4, knight c6, which is a very strong mistake by black, white plays f takes e5, takes d4, attacking this knight, knight g6, e5, knight g8, and here what you have essentially is a sort of a Halloween gambit with white, except that you've not sacrificed anything. So it's a very, very good version of that gambit actually. You've not even given anything to reach that position. So just an example of how it can play out. Knight f3, d6, attacking d5, but here you don't care. You just play bishop c4, you full attack on f7, takes, and here you don't even care about anything. You play castle short, takes, knight g5, and it's already game over. You're gonna attack f7. This king cannot escape. Very, very good for white. So knight c6, not possible. We might think e takes f4. What about that? It is not so great either, because there is about the same issue here. And that's the reason why you play the Vienna game, because now white plays e5, and you see those squares are controlled by the knight, those squares are controlled by the queen. So the only square for the knight is g8, which is very, very sad. And here that's the idea of the Vienna game, because if I come back here, whenever black plays e takes f4, white immediately has e5, which you don't have in the normal king's gambit. So here, after knight g8, of course, black is threatening queen h4 again, so you play knight f3, and now black plays d6, and here be careful, you don't take, because takes, now black is one pawn up, bishop d6 is protecting this pawn, it is black who is a little bit better. So you need to be careful, here you don't take, you play d4, d takes e5, and here the key move is to play queen e2. You're pinning that pawn. This is really how you can reach a better position in that line, okay? And here black's center will simply collapse. So let's say knight c6, you take on f4, and this pawn cannot move at all, so it's a disaster for black. And here e5 is gonna fall as well. So fantastic position for white. And here a little trap or miniature that I really like. It's when you play bishop c4 here. And let's say black gets a little greedy, takes on d4. You don't care about your knight on c3, so black takes it well. And then you take on f7. If black takes on f7, then you're gonna capture on d8, so that's not possible. Black plays king to e8, you play rook on e1, bishop e6, takes on e6, takes on f7, queen takes d8, and yeah, now it's fully winning for white. And now if we come back a few moves, so in this line, the whole issue when black takes on f4, you push e5. So what happens if black plays queen to e7, pinning this pawn? You might think, okay, that's a good idea. But here, white plays queen e2 as well. And okay, this is symmetrical. Both queens are blocking the bishop. So what does it change to the position? And here my point is, it is actually better for white here, the moves queen e7, queen e2, because at any point, white will have the threat knight to d5, attacking that queen, but also attacking c7. So I'm not saying that you should play it immediately, maybe you should play knight f3 before, but queen e7, queen e2, it is even worse for black. So let's not even look at the lines, just remember that with this looming threat, knight to d5, it is even better for white at this point. So after f4, now we forget completely about e takes f4. It is really bad, let's forget about it. And another way to play it now with black, it's d6, which is definitely better than what we've seen before. Knight c6 was bad, e takes f4 was bad also. So d6 is a little bit passive. It's blocking this bishop. So with white, you don't plan to take on e5 any soon, because it will just make black's life easier, right? So you just develop knight f3, and here black has several options. The first option is to capture on f4. So with black you will play d4 with the idea to capture on f4, and now black has a move that looks completely stupid, but it is okay. it is knight h5 to protect f4. It looks stupid, but it works. So now you have two options with white. Either you completely ignore that pawn, you play like bishop c4, castle short, you develop. This is very good. Or you tackle the problem directly and you play knight d5 and something like bishop e7, and then you exchange on f4, takes, takes, takes. And here you've got a slightly better position with white. If we come back a few moves, I want to show you a very funny line. Let's say that black gets a little greedy, doesn't play bishop 7, but plays like g5, and this is too greedy here. And I'm going to show you why. This is a very nice tactical line. You take on g5, okay, takes with the queen. Now you take on h5 with the queen, and maybe you saw it coming, takes, fork with the knight on f6, king d8 takes, and now this knight is going to capture on f4. On paper, white is only one pawn ahead, but this is a very good, this is just an excellent position for white. We can consider that even white is technically winning in that position. So that's the first option when black captures here on f4, but black has two other main options. You can play the very normal knight to c6, and here I propose you a very simple line with white to be slightly better. You play d4, and after the exchanges on d4, you've got a slightly better development with a slight space advantage. Very good. And finally, instead of knight c6, black can play bishop to g4. And here I want to show you a very nice line, which is also a trap. So you play bishop c4 with white, knight c6, d3, all normal moves. Knight to d4, it's natural to put some pressure on that knight on f3. Castle short, and you'll see that white is going to try to play with this pressure on f7, and how concretely you'll see. So bishop e7, maybe not the best here, takes on e5, takes on e5, and now sacrifice on f7, check, takes, knight takes e5. Maybe you saw it coming, attacking the king, attacking the bishop, king to g8, takes, 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 and maybe black thought, oh, but I have knight takes c2 in the end. But if knight takes c2, then queen e6 checkmate. Nice one, nice little one. So the solution to avoid this with black, when we come back a few moves here, instead of playing bishop to e7, the way to avoid all funky lines is to play knight takes f3, and there's nothing left for white. So, okay, maybe you want to try this approach with white, but after bishop g4, maybe the best way for white to have an advantage is to play h3, force the exchange, like takes, takes, and here again you've got a small space advantage, development advantage. The only thing I would say is that there are ways for black to turn the tables quickly, like with this h3, if black ever manages to play queen h4, this can hurt a lot. Also with this queen on f3, there's knight c6, maybe knight d4 coming. So white is better, but black has chances to get an advantage in case white plays carelessly. But now it's time to see together the main move after f4, and it is definitely d5, sort of counter-attack in the center. In the King's Gambit, you also find this move very often, so very natural. And it's not so easy. Let's imagine I don't know anything with white. It's not so easy to find the right move. Let's say, for instance, I play d3, then you have e takes f4, bishop takes, bishop b4, and it's already a bit better for black. Okay, so it's not so easy to play, and so not d3, but let's imagine we play the very decent move with white, e takes d5. Now I have a question for you. Between the three following moves, which one is the best? Is it e takes f4? Why not? Is it knight takes d5? Or is it e4? Or maybe all three moves are perfectly good. So I'll let you think about that, and I'll catch you later.